Yo, it's Philip Still back at you with another one. Today we're talking about shooting stance. This is part 2 of our series on how to become a better shooter. Not a great shooter, but a better shooter. It's all up to you to be a great shooter. But we're down here at Gun Hill Gun Club in Monroe, New Jersey. That's where I'm stationed at, New Jersey. Looking at some inventory. You have some nice Walthers, some Berettas, some Smith & Wesson, some Canics. Anything you can name, they had a little bit of everything for you. You know, you're in the market. This might be a place you want to try out. But I'm here for ammunition because, like I always say at the end of my videos, go out there and shoot, then shoot some more. And after you do that, go shoot again. And so we need ammo. And that's what we're doing here today. We're reeing up on some ammo before we hit the range. And to get our shots in, to get our grouping together, just have a good time. So boom, here we are. Recoil Gun Range in Monroe, New Jersey. I'm a member here. And if you haven't been here, this is probably a great facility for you. Great group of RSOs, great clean facility, great staff all together, and very helpful, very knowledgeable, and can't say enough about it. So boom, today I had a horrible cameraman. I gotta say it. He was horrible. But we jumping right into it. This is my fighting stance. And you might ask who taught me. It was a great guy, he's a great teacher. But in this stance, you got one leg firmly back, one leg forward. But my teacher who taught me this wonderful stance was none other than the great
Bruce Lee was my teacher. Watch this.
Nah, it wasn't Bruce Lee. It was YouTube University and going out there and shooting. That's who taught me. So here I am. He was supposed to be shooting, showing my legs. This video is not about me shooting, to be honest with you. I wanted to show you guys the stance, what the fighting stance is, and what the isosceles stance is, basically. But again, he didn't get into that. He got an over the shoulder, so it's a decent shot, but not a good shot. And he's getting me shooting, but you can see I'm on target. I'm letting him off. Part 3 probably be vision and how you can see better when you're shooting. So, and we'll talk about cadences and different things down the line in more videos. But yeah, I'll pull in a few seconds. You'll see great kill shots, and great grouping. I think could be better. Always can be better. And you strive to be better when you're out there shooting. But I'm on target. I think we're about 10 yards, 15 yards, something like that, shooting. And it's all about the stance and the grip that we talked about in part 1 of this series. The grip is important. Your stance is important. Boom. Teach you one day. So this is coming up as my horrible cameraman, and isn't it great? So what I'm doing here, I'm just getting a couple of shots of a couple of guys that's here at the range. I'm not trying to show them shooting. I'm showing their posture, how they're standing. And some guys use this isosceles stance, and I'll demonstrate that later on. These guys are using a little fight stance, tipped over a little bit. And again, when you're shooting, do what you feel comfortable. As long as you have a firm stance and you feel cemented and planted in the ground, and it works, it works. No one can tell you what works for you. It's your body. And how you contort it is all about. Again, my horrible cameraman. And again, he has like a almost isosceles to the side. Try to help him out. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. But we're going to work with him. We're going to make him a better shooter too. This guy has left fighting stance. See one leg behind the other. And he looks pretty good. I think he's shooting a carbine, M&P carbine, something like 9mm. But again, everybody's different on what they all right, so I'm about to give you a physical demonstration. My cameraman today was horrible, and I wanted him to know that he was horrible. But I'm gonna give you a demonstration of what I talked about in the video, my fighting stance when I'm shooting, and also an isosceles stance, which typically I use depending on how I'm feeling at that moment of shooting, and it feels comfortable for me, and it might feel comfortable for you as well. So back up a little bit for you. And this is my beautiful 1911 that I use for demonstration when my kids around. Don't have any live firearms or even firearms in the area of children. Okay, so for all intents and purposes, this is my 1911 that I'll be using for this demonstration. So what I want to do, I get 1 foot behind the other, and you can have your feet firm, and it's going to give you great power to the ground to where nothing's going to push you off that block. You want to almost be stuck in there, you know, in the ground. Typically, sometimes I'll put my foot up as if I'm about to take off and run. But for this, nice firm stance, very solid, right? So it's a fighting stance. Why is a fighting stance? Because if you want to fight, you can throw some punches from this angle. That's why it's called a fighting stance, right? So it gives you a chance. If I run out of bullets, I might throw some hooks and some right hands, okay? Or, you know, do something. But I'm going to defend myself at all costs. So, put your leg behind you, one in front of you firmly. And you're going to put the gun out. From this angle, you probably can't tell, but I got a little leaning forward a little bit to get into that shot, also to fight against recoil. Okay? Show you that same stance from the side. Again, nice, firm, cemented stance. And again, lean into the shot. Okay? Here it is from the back. And again, sometimes I do like a track stance, you know, with it, like I'm about to take off, but I feel firm, I feel stable from this position. Okay? Last thing is the isosceles stance. So basically your triangle, your isosceles triangle. So you want to get your feet shoulder width apart. Okay? Shoulder width apart, here I am. And what I do when I am shooting from this position, I get a little, I squat a little bit. You know, this helps my form out. It helps me feel better where I'm getting everything in it. You know, this is the position I'm in. Legs, shoulders apart, knees with a bend in it to it, and I'm forward. And I'm ready. I'm on target right now. Okay? Shoot from the side. Shoulders apart. Very firm stance, very strong stance. And boom. Here's the back. Same thing. Same thing. Shoulder lift apart. Little bend in your legs. On target. Boom. Here we go again. Shoulder width apart. On target. Boom. Here we go. That's my demonstration on my fighting stance. Also the isosceles triangle stance. All right, that's it. So we came to the end of the video. Like, follow, share for your boy. And like always, get out there and shoot. Then once you do that, go back out there and shoot. And then shoot some more. Peace.